Hello everyone, welcome back to PJ Meets The Pros program. Today we are going to invite the jewelry designer Caroline Lo. She's a jewelry designer for Fossil Jewelry here in the United States. Are you ready? Let's get started. Hi Caroline, it's nice to have you here. It's so great that you're willing to share your experience with us. I know you are currently work for the Fossil Jewelry, but I also like to know what's your prior experience before you get into the Fossil Jewelry.
Hi BJ, and then I started with Fossil as assistant designer, work for about 3 years, and I got a new opportunity with Vera Bradley. And I worked there for about another year.
What level are you at the Fossil Jewelry now?
So I'm now a designer.
So you say from assistant to associate and the designer and the senior designer?
Yes.
And what is above senior designer?
So if above senior designer is assistant creative director, and then associate creative director, and then creative director, and then senior creative director.
That's a lot of level there.
Whenever we start a season, we'll start with inspiration, trend shopping, and a lot of research, and having an idea of what our concept is, the color, the material. So we'll explore all that first, and then once we have a cohesive concept, we'll then sit down and start sketching. And sketching can be hand sketching, Illustrator sketching, Sketchbook Pro, computer CAD sketching, any type of sketching, whichever applies to you more. I personally like to hand sketch first. It's an easier way for me to have my idea down to paper first without editing or changing anything. And then once we have all the designs ready, we'll then meet with our creative director, senior designer, creative director, and then we'll have a few rounds of meeting. When we are done with sketching, we'll then spec the design. When we have finalized design, we'll spec the design and then send out the spec. But then in between this, there will be a lot of PD work. They will go behind the end, creating material lists, costing sheet, margin, and all that. And then once we have that, the factory will start making samples. And when they have sample made, it's roughly about 6 weeks. And they will send it back to us. We will review it, we'll have meetings with all the seniors. After that, they will eliminate a few designs and decide to pursue with 75%-ish of the line. But at the same time, they might add more design to it. So we'll continue the same process, we'll spec, and at the same time, we'll comment on what we have received already. And then we'll send it out, receive another round of sample, and we'll repeat that for 2 rounds. And we'll receive the final sample, and we'll decide whether it's in or not, and we will not have the time and the money to explore it further until the next season.
What is a collection means in terms of numbers of the work or like pieces, or what type of a piece going into a collection?
So it depends on each company. For us, each season we have roughly about, depends on the season, it's like 60, 70, sometimes 80 if it's a lot. And in a collection, we might have 4 to 5 groups, and in each group we'll have a earring, a necklace, a bracelet, a ring. Sometimes it can be multiple, maybe a stud and a hoop and a choker and a pendant necklace, a bracelet, a bangle, and then 2 rings. Just depend on what the design is and what the need is. There's not a really strict rule about how many pieces should be in a line.
In your daily job, what type of a software that you usually use?
So we use Illustrator for 2D design, 2D drawing, and we use Rhino a lot to build models, create models. We send them out to get wax printed, and we have a collaboration studio that print wax for us.
So in your job, do you get to make the sample, or you always send it out for the sample?
So it depends. If it's something really easy to communicate, and those material we have in-house, like beads, strings, and it's something we can mock up really quickly to show our rough ideas. We will mock it up in-house, and then we'll send it to the factory for them to reference. But most of the time, we send them a spec sheet for them to start from beginning to sample.
At your point of view, now it's a designer at the Fossil. How important you think hand sketch skill is?
I think the ability to hand sketch is important, but it doesn't mean that you have to be a fine artist to communicate your design. You can have a pen and a paper and just sketch out rough idea and then translate it. I feel like sketching is just a way to communicate. The better you sketch works better for communication.
What will be your advice for the young people who want to work for the corporation as a jewelry designer?
First, you have to be patient, and then you have to be very, very passionate, because as a designer, this is a skill that you have, but at the same time, as any athlete, this skill may run out or wear out. The more you see, the more you know. Your design skill will change through time. So I feel like as long as you have a passion for jewelry design and you know this is what you want to do, I think it will help a lot in the future path. Just like any other career, you will face difficulties, you will face, you'll be bored, you'll be challenged, but as long as you're passionate, you will be able to conquer everything. What I learned in college and what I've learned in professional field is kind of different. In school, we learned all the things that you said more about studio and about Illustrator, Photoshop, Rhino. But then at the time when I was in school, I didn't really know how to use it. I think what in the industry, it teaches you utilize the skill that you learned in school and make the most out of it. I think in professional world, it's more about practice and exploring, because all those programs keep updating by each year, and it's not possible that I go back to school each year to learn all those.
Right.
So I have to build in my skills from exploring, asking people, and if somebody built a model that I admire and I was like, oh, that's really cool, I'll ask them how they done it. And I think that's just another way of learning. So I think it helps a lot, because knowing how it's built, I understand how to structure a piece, and knowing how to fabricate helps a lot in Rhino as well, to me at least, because I know how I'll build it, and So when I put it in Rhino, I kind of know how to build it in the real world. So I'll able to put that in Rhino. Also, especially because I am in a corporate office, so we send everything to the factory. If I don't have the knowledge of fabrication, to me, I think I will have a really hard time understand how factory works. I won't be able to tell the difference from wax carving, casting, and fabricated just by soldering, because to me they will all be the same. I will just send them my measurement and send it to them. I have no idea how they produce it. I don't know if they are using wet plating or IP plating. No idea. And so I feel like those knowledge that I learned as in studio helped me a lot to understand how the factory work, what material we can use, material tolerance, different thickness, different hardness of different metals, and different plating and all that. So yeah, I would say it's very important. For me, I started by going to school, but I feel like there is a lot of different ways. A lot of people start from Etsy, they hand fabricate their own jewelry, they put it on the website. It's like a smaller community that people also give you comments, give you feedback, and that way you learn fast too, because it's a very direct response. But I did start with school. And school, it's like a concentrated education. They tell you how different path you can be for your future. Either you want to be a studio bench, or you want to have your own company, or if you want to just be a designer, start from designing. School can give you resources for that as well. So
how important do you think an internship as a designer when they were in the school?
At school, our school offer a sponsorship program that they collaborate a class with a company in the industry. So I personally took a class with Fossil for jewelry and watch, and then another class for eyewear, and another class for, I forgot, but something.
Sounds like all the class with me.
Yeah, but I don't remember the last one. Oh, it's another jewelry. It's very similar to internship, kind of, but very condensed. So we have meetings with them and all the fun stuff. But right now, working in the company, and we have intern every season for every team, and our internship program is actually very nice. All the intern will come in, they will work with us, they will do the same, we sketch together, they will learn our design process, and then they will also at the same time do a intern project to present at the end to all the leads, so they have at least something to take home with, to put in their portfolio. It's important, and it's a good time for you to decide whether or not this is what you're passionate at.
What is the quality they're looking for intern, and what's the quality for a designer?
My team have been interviewing with that we are always looking for someone that's a team player. That's like number one, that what we're looking for. And if you are easily to work with, if you get along with the team, if our pace, our tone is similar, like if the feeling, it's very important. And if we can work collaboratively together, it's very important too, because we do a lot of collaboration. We work with each other all the time, like from the start to the end. We sometimes will design half of a thing and pass it on to somebody else. So it's a very close relationship. I feel like it's very important that you understand rejection. People turn down your design doesn't mean they don't like you or it's not personal. They have a lot of other criteria in their head, especially in corporate office. We have to consider margin, we have to consider target cost, we have to consider MOQ if the item is going to be bought heavily or lightly, and is it going to be with a certain celebration, Mother's Day, Pride Day, Pride Month, or anything like that. So we've gone through sketches and rejection every single day. We can have like 100 sketched out and then get turned down the next day, and we restarted the next day. So it's a very common thing in the industry of design. It's not just jewelry, it's in everywhere, because all we want to do, the final goal is to have a perfect product for our customer that tells the story that we want to tell. So in the process of this, there is going to be a lot of challenging and a lot of denials. So just to be prepared for that, and it has nothing to do with anybody.
Really, thank you for a lot of good advice for our young people who want to be coming into the jewelry industry or be a designer. Appreciate your kindness to share your experience.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.